So 2022 was sort of the height of the insurance lobby crying poor in Florida and saying we need reforms. And 2022 was the year we had two special sessions, the kind of the pre-election special session where they did a little bit of what the insurance industry wanted, and then the December 2022 special session where they did essentially, it's bit of an exaggeration to say everything the insurance industry wanted, but pretty darn close to everything they'd been looking for the last few years. They'd been lobbying for in terms of taking away litigation rights for folks, like in terms of driving up prices at Citizens to force more people into higher priced private insurance, that sort of stuff. And so, as the insurance company is both, as the insurance industry is claiming to be losing lots of money and advocating for these pretty harsh reforms, if you look at it from the lens of the consumer, this report existed finding that there was in a sort of I would think to anybody outside the system an unknown far more than we expect than we realize amount of essentially profit stripping is what I would call it, although feel free to push back if that's too loaded a term happening. And
Well,
but
yeah.
go ahead.
Mhm.
But this report was never provided to lawmakers before either of these special sessions. Is that right?
No, no. And lawmakers were talking about this very
Right.
issue during this. I mean, they were wondering about the relationships between affiliates and what was to blame there. Because frankly, the companies that have gone insolvent in Florida, probably the most common thread with all of them is that they had these improper relationships. These relationships were being abused. Literally, you mentioned profit stripping. That was one of the phrases that an auditor hired by the state found when they went into one insolvent company. They said literally the executives were, quote, stripping the company of cash as it was going out of business. I mean, this was a known thing.